Professor King also raised concerns about whether the Public Enterprises Governance Act is sufficient to address future challenges. Board members of public enterprises, Professor King, emphasized that it is crucial for them to look beyond economic factors and integrate environmental and social considerations into their business practices and understand their interconnections. This shift in mindset requires boards to consider not only shareholder interests but also the broader impact on business, the environment, and society. He encouraged directors to reflect on how their company generates revenue and whether it does so at the expense of society and the environment, suggesting that if it does, no real value is being added. Professor King also advised that while financial reporting is important, it is not enough for directors to fulfill their accountability responsibilities to the company and its stakeholders.
Characteristics of a company are the external stakeholders, their perception of what kind of company this is. Has it got good leadership? Is that company a responsible corporate citizen? Is it actually adding value to society? The chair should write down what he thinks the character of this company is, or what are its characteristics. Why is this necessary? Well, when you're making a business judgment call, heaven help you if you're making a business judgment call which is inconsistent with the good character which your external stakeholders see the company has. So, to give an example of this change of mindset of this collective mind of the board, the first thing is you are there as an individual director. Your Companies Act sets out your duties, sets out what can and cannot be done with the company and through the company.
Another concern raised was the need of the Public Enterprises Governance Act. Professor King suggested that it may not be needed and that it introduces unnecessary discretion.
You need to be free. You can't be constricted as to say you have to do it this way, you have to do it this way, and you must follow that, you must do that, you must do this, you must do that. So your Public Enterprises Act, I ask you all a question and think about it. Do you need it? It's completely unnecessary in my judgment. And I've read it. You've got your Companies Act. You've got your common law offences of fraud, and theft, and wrongful doing and act. Do you need another act? Do you need another layer of bureaucracy? For example, in South Africa, Shell has decided to leave South Africa just because of the constraints placed on it through legislation. And this is a typical example, I think, where your Public Enterprises Act is just another layer of bureaucratic measures and regulations which can be passed, and who knows better how to run a business or your state-owned company than the people running it? The minister doesn't know. I'm going to show you. So I ask you all to think about it. And the minister, his duty is to act in the best interest of the citizens of Namibia. And if you feel that act is not adding value, ask him to get rid of it.
During the masterclass, attendees discussed case studies relating to public enterprises under the PEGA and NAM Code frameworks, transitioning to a public company listed on the NSX and adopting King 4 principles with majority government ownership. Directors were advised to cultivate a unified mindset. Be attentive listeners ensure effective company operations, and align their inputs and outputs with the interests of the company, environment, and society.